Hello everyone, I'm Nevertot. Welcome to my channel. You know what we did last week? We talked about Spirit Island, and specifically Horizons of Spirit Island, and how much I was annoyed that I had bought it by duplicate. Anyways, Osborne for Life, a commenter on my video there, told me that I had not done enough research, which is quite true. Obviously, I admitted that much several times in the video, and you know what? After that detailed explanation of his, I appreciate it extremely much because he told me that the spirit boards, not enough. You need the cards also that come with it. And I have since played a game of Spirit Island 2, in fact, solo, just to try it out before I get my friends involved in it to see if it's any good. And I'm going to tell you if it's any good or not. Let's get into it. First of all, again, thank you Osborne for Life, because now I know this was not a huge waste of money. This is a completionist's requirement. You have to get this if you want to ever play those spirits. And there's apparently some updated cards that I need to read about how to integrate these cards with the other ones. I don't know if I'm supposed to just jam all the cards in or swap them out instead of the base game deck or what. So I need to look into that. I'm not going to try to make the same mistake I did before. So I do appreciate it. Now I do feel some pride in owning this thing and not regret. So thank you so much, everyone commenting on my video. Really, really do appreciate it because I do want everything of this game. And even if I have to get a little bit of duplicated content like the tokens and whatnot, it's a necessary evil to get the whole thing. And I have done that with other games before. Now for my first game of Spirit Island, I played with the spirit watery guys, the cute ones that I liked in the first review video. And I gotta say, this game is it can feel a little bit complicated, a lot of stuff going on. And I appreciate that you can just turn off a bunch of things if you don't want to get into it on the first try. And specifically, the game tells you what to turn off on the first try and what to do on the first try. I foolishly put all the spirits, all whatever, 30 of them, all in a box. And I don't know which expansion is which. And thankfully, the rules tell you which of those first 4 ones you could start with. So I went with one of those. And it went... Okay, let me just tell you, by round 1, I thought I was done. I thought I was dead. I thought I blew the whole thing. I thought, isn't the game supposed to take 90 minutes or 120 minutes? This has only been 15, and I'm going to clearly lose badly. But somehow I pulled it out of the hat. I kept drawing powers. I used the powers to defend my little mushroom people, and it all worked out well, and I somehow beat that very first game. Made a lot of mistakes, let me tell you. First of all, very difficult to remember not to do things out of order. There's fast powers and slow powers, and you gotta wait for the invaders to take their turn between that. And I kept forgetting to do that. I always backed it up. Thankfully, playing solo, one of the advantages of playing solo, you can undo every mistake you've done. So every time I realized, and I think I caught it every time, I realized, oh shoot, wait, the invaders are supposed to do all their stuff first. So let's undo that stuff that I just did, do the invaders bit. Okay, now do my thing again. So usually I think I 90% fixed it all. It was tricky. I started to put tokens in front of me on the table to remind me where to go, like when to take my steps. So I put all the fast powers that I was going to play on the left. And then I put a little fear marker between them and the slow magic spells, whatever they're called, so that I would remember to do the invaders in between that. I would look down and think, oh, there's that thing there. Remember, do the invaders next. Don't just go and do the slow guys second. So that is what the slow powers are for. You have to let the invaders do all of their business first and then get on with it. And even then, it was tricky to remember to do their ravaging and then their building and then their exploring and then do your slow things. And then remember to shift all the invaders to the left one spot. And then once I started getting them all afeared, and I discovered this whole fear mechanic. See, you gotta get the people invading you terrified. I very quickly realized, once I revealed some of these fear cards and used them, that this is a pretty key aspect to the game. It's not just about wiping the colonists off your island, anti-Catan style. It's all about making them abjectly afraid of you and everything that's going on, because the game gets easier. Well, kind of. It gets more difficult, but it gets easier. The victory conditions get easier as you increase the fear level, because you have to wipe out less stuff to the point where you just really have to wipe out their capitals, and then they're donezo. So once I realized this, I started to change my approach a little bit. Like, fear became a more thing that you want to generate rather than just a nice side effect, because I didn't really know what the fear cards did initially. And then once I start pulling them, wow, this is really good. So my first game wrapped up. I was only needing to wipe out the hotels and the houses. I have this Monopoly feel to it. So hotels and houses, I was getting rid of cities and towns, and I won that way. The second time, and that was a very easy spirit. On the back of the spirit board, it tells you that there's like a difficulty level. They give you spirit flavor text, which tells you the backstory of the spirit, and also gives you kind of like a, I don't know, RPG stats sheet of the character's abilities, which doesn't really affect you at all as far as gameplay, but you just get to know going into it how you would play against others, like a tank or a healer or whatever. That's very vague in general, but it's kind of like that, where you get this feel of like, this guy is going to be complicated to play or super blunt force easy. So the first one, easy. Second one, I wanted to try a more difficult one. The first board I flipped over, maximum hard. So maybe not that one just yet. So I tried a middle one, the glowy hands lady. And I gotta tell you, reading the backstory of these guys, usually I don't care about the flavor text. It doesn't affect anything, but it really does help you get a better feel for how you should play the spirit, at least for the one that I played. And I really felt it, like, going into it, because this spirit really synergized with her mushroom people. And so I was thinking about that every time I was making decisions, like, oh, I should really use the mushroom people more actively than I did the previous time. And I really did pick, as it recommended, the spells and whatnot that were for the mushroom people. I really do picture them as mushroom people. It's hard for me to mentally accept that those are their huts and not the people themselves. So I really felt bad any time a mushroom got wiped out. And in fact, I didn't let any mushrooms get lost in that second game. And I was playing whatever the name of that character is, and I was making sure this game, so many more colonists were produced. I was not expecting that. I don't know if this character seemed to be more destructive, and yet I had so many more people in my face and so much more blight going everywhere. It was not pretty. I did not think I was going to win. Many times I thought I was really done. I started to get the strategy of, let me just shove everybody on one landmass, one small territory, and that'll do it. But then I keep forgetting that they can explore and repopulate everywhere. So that kept happening. And then eventually I just had a card that shut down one region. So I just kept shutting down that one civilization region that had everybody in it. And that wasn't working because, well, I'm not really wiping them out. I'm just kind of locking them in a cage. But this game ended in a double victory, because I got to the point where I was just kept banging away with fear and locking them down and not really wiping them out that much. And I didn't know how I was going to win, because they were just filling the map. There was too many people. I had gotten to the point where I needed to only wipe out their hotels, but there was like 4 hotels. But one of the fear abilities really protected me for a full round. I got multiple fear cards in one single round, which was great, which allowed me to wipe out at least 2 of their hotels. There was only 2 left, packed with blighted area. That was not good, except there was a card that basically was a Blight Bomb. And they did tremendous damage wherever there was blight. This is like pollution and societal distress. I just activated the match that lit the fire, and that exploded to oblivion that city there. And it was gone. And wiping out the city knocked out more fear, which caused the last fear card to be drawn. So not only did I wipe out all the hotels in that turn, which gave me victory, but also apparently revealing the last fear card also gives you victory. So I won in 2 different ways. Hooray! And I hopefully didn't get anything, no loss conditions, because I didn't wrap up all the blight. Somehow I managed to keep all the blight off, usually kicking people off the zone that they would be attacking on, and then hoping that they don't attack later. But phase 3 is real messy, because they're attacking in 2 locations at once everywhere. So that's not great. Spirit Island in single player was great. It did take longer than I thought. It was like an hour and a half at least each game. And I thought, as this one person playing, I would be able to bang it out in 30 minutes, 45 minutes. No, it was more than an hour. Longer than I thought. It didn't feel like it. It is a bit tricky to keep order, like to mentally remember to do things in the right order. That will probably sort itself out as I play the game more often, but it was a bit of a tripping point initially. And I haven't played with all the mechanics, I haven't tried events, I haven't tried adversaries, and all the expansion stuff. So, to be expected. But my first experience is that all the different spirits are what really drive the game. So if you have all of these different choices, it really makes replayability tremendously awesome. And I do look forward to trying out the other spirits. There's so many of them, and certainly the heart. This game is very tactical, strategic. It requires so much forethought and planning. So this game might not be great if you are not good at that. If you like to just jump in and whack away and not really put much thought into things, that may not work out so well for you in this game. But if you're playing, it's a co-op game. So if you're playing with a bunch of other friends, that's what they're there for. They're there to protect you and point out some things or catch your mistakes. So I would love to try this with like 3 to 4 people, see how it goes. I can only imagine the chaos of jumping across to their island to fix their mess while back home something is going up. Because your maps are all connected. It's not like separate games that you're all playing and hoping nobody loses. And in the fact that if any one person does lose, you all lose, that's going to be anxiety inducing and stressful. So I can imagine a team of people would be sort of gently yelling at each other, like, you have to fix that, that is a mess. Those people are building hotel whatever things, and you can't have the Hamptons in the beach. That's no. So looking forward to playing Spirit Island more. Game really, really good, highly strategic and tactical. You do have to have a lot of forethought, plan out your next move, make sure you know the impacts of your current turn and your next turn and the one after that, because it's all gonna hit you like a steam train if you don't. What's a steam train? Anyways, really good game. I really do enjoy Spirit Island. Looking forward to sorting the cards in here properly into my Boss Monster box so that I do have everything settled. I do still need to figure out the storage solution because just tossing all the tokens into the box, I'm discovering not the best thing. And for some reason I have 2 shades of yellow for some of these tokens. I don't know if that's because there is 2 shades of yellow or if I just have double yellow tokens from different expansions. I feel like it's that. I don't know why though. So again, another thing I need to research. Buy Spirit Island. It is a good game. It is, and the art of the cards actually on the powers is quite good. Actually, it's really just hoping the spirits were cuter, and I don't know. But yeah, Spirit Island, really good game. I hope it weathers the current disaster climate of the current industry, but I know it will come back when things settle down because apparently there is a Dahan expansion in the works. There's a rumor mill, and this is the one based on the little mushroom people. I have no idea what that means. Expansion for mushroom people, great, I guess. Is that a faction? Are they their own spirit? They're humans, so I don't get how that works. But really looking forward to it, and I would love a big box to store it all together because it's a bit of a mess. I am still looking for another box to hold it all in because I don't want to drop stuff on the floor. So that's what I would like. I do still like the thicky boards for the spirits. I don't want the thin ones, even though they would fit better in a box, because it takes 2 boxes to hold all the spirits right now. And that's surprising, but that's the way it is. So, Spirit Island, give it a try. See if you like it. I certainly did, and I'm going to try it out with friends. So, see you guys next time. Bye!